Hey guys, this is Ian with another Pro Dota commentary, and I'm super excited for this game today.
Hello and welcome to this audio commentary done by Darkson. What's up, Dota?
Hello and welcome to another audio commentary done by Luminous.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Lazarus here, and this is another Dota game.
Hello everybody, this is Phantom, and welcome to another English Dota audio commentary.
Hey guys, this is Stalker bringing you another Pro Dota commentary.
Hello guys, this is Jack, and I am back for another Dota cast.
Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming to you guys with a Pro Dota commentary. This commentary is affiliated with DC, and for more commentaries and content, check us out on DotaCommentaries.com. This is going to be a match between Navi and paiN for the Gosu Cup, Brocat Gosu Cup, I believe that's the correct name. If it's not, I apologize. And I will be doing both games. I will be doing both games in the same commentary because they're short. So we're going to see game 1 now. And then right after game 1 in the same commentary, you're gonna get game 2. So the games are pretty short. And the reason I want to do a Navi game is that not only because they're badass, I'm gonna pause the game at 45 seconds for everyone that's listening to me live. 45. Let me get there real fast. Okay, so not only am I doing the game because Navi's badass, is that because they're badassly stomping everyone else. And on Gosu Gamer, I always say, oh, Navi's gonna win another game. On the right side on Gosu Gamer, you can see all the recent scores, and they're just winning games after games after games after games. And I'm always a little bit like, I always wonder, like, how do they win these games? Because they win these games so stompily, I don't usually cast it, and thus I don't usually watch the replay. So I'm never really too familiar of what Navi actually do to win these games. So I actually did a little bit of research, which I don't usually do, because I simply don't have the time. But during the weekend, and I think yesterday, I was just watching a lot of Navi replay. I actually learned a lot of stuff, and it did answer some of my questions of why Navi is winning. Of course, I haven't figured Navi out, and if it's so easy for some noob like myself to figure Navi out, then I'm sure all the pro teams have already done it by now. But it's just some of my insight, and hopefully I could share with you guys. And maybe we could just say, well, Navi isn't just stomping over everyone because they're just a lot better. They play a lot better, which is a little bit of a difference in terms of just having better players in general. And of course, Navi do have very, very good players, but it's not just because of that they're winning. They just play excellently. So I haven't watched this replay yet, but I almost would bet my life on it that Navi is gonna stomp totally over paiN. And I hope I'm not offending any paiN fans out there. But let's be honest here, Navi and paiN are just on a different level. So with that note, I want to tell you that this commentary is going to be a little bit different. It's different from my standard commentary where I just kind of do a play-by-play kind of coverage analysis. This commentary, I'm going to focus a lot more on strategic stuff, more strategic stuff than normally. So if you're not into that, this is a fair warning. So I suggest you turn back now. But if you're into it, then I welcome you to stay for this probably 30-minute game, because Navi's probably going to stomp over paiN right now. So I'm going to pause the game for everyone that's listening live. Shout out to you guys. For everyone, I'm going to be pausing the game in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Now, first thing I want to point out is that this is an AP game. I do have the pick and bans. I'll go over that in a bit. But if you look at the inventory right now, right? Look at the Venge, has bought the chicken and the wards. And this is actually a little bit strange. Not because she has bought both. Is that because Navi usually don't even get the wards. I'm not too sure why they got it this game. But a while back, I think starting back in DTS, they just like had the support buy the chicken. They don't even need wards. And their other quote-unquote support is art style. And you can see that he's going to get the Ring of Basilius. I'll talk about why that's going to be important in just a bit. I'm going to talk about the bans right now. Telephone's going on. Not going to answer it. So they do have Sentinel has an AA, Weaver, Shadow Fiend, Lesh, and Razor being bad. Lesh and Razor kind of in my opinion isn't really ban worthy. Although Navi has been playing those two heroes lately, so I mean, pretty safe bans. Meanwhile, here, Scourge, Navi banning Vices, Shaker, Invoker, Syllabear, and Sniper. Kind of strange bans if you think about both the Syllabear and Sniper. Of course, the Shaker, Invoker, Vices are kind of self-explanatory. They are just good heroes. I think the common theme between both Syllabear and Sniper is that they are pretty good defenders. Of course, Shrapnel, we all know, is a good defensive turtling spell. But you might be thinking, like, is Syllabear really a good defensive hero? Kind of yes and no, because Syllabir don't have that AoE defensive power. However, if there's an engagement under the tower, Syllabir is just an absolute beast, because if he sends a bear at you, what are you gonna do, right? Are you gonna run? You're not gonna outrun the bear, or you're gonna fight the bear. Like you're kind of just pitted against in a kind of an unfavorable situation. I won't call it a lose-lose situation, but it's just an unfavorable situation. And Navi spends a majority of their lifetime under the enemy tower. Like they don't even fight anywhere else. They just fight under the enemy tower. And the thing is, they win most of the fight under the enemy tower. And Syllabir is just an annoying hero to have under the tower. Very cool jungling trick by the Enchantress here in the enemy jungle. You can see that if you camp Enchantress right here, you could grab a creep in the enemy jungle here. Normally, most jungling players would just creep out that camp. And I would bet you my life on it that if this creep that our style just got was a Centaur or a Furbok or a Tro, he will be ganking right now. But unfortunately, he got a Hellcaller, which is not the best ganker, so he's waiting for the second enchant cooldown, and is going to grab the Furbok. Yeah, there we go, grabs the Furbok. And right off the bat, right, just looking at the lanes a little bit, we see a top solo Tinker, I believe this is Dandy, being played against a tri-lane of a Woundrunner, a Venomancer, and a Crystal Maiden. And yeah, Crystal Maiden already sensed it. He's like, oh shit, we're gonna get our style pushed upon. And of course, the Storm Spirit sensed it as well at the bottom lane. He is just backing up. How often do you see a Storm Spirit backing up against a Clockwork? And this is just something that you don't see on the scoreboard, right? Of course, the score is 0-0. I can pull down the menu and show you the creep kill right now. But what is not showing you on the scoreboard is that Storm Spirit and the Crystal Maiden is getting absolutely 0 EXP and 0 farm right now. And this is only off one hero from Enchantress. And if you think about it like that, if you think about the numerical advantage that you're getting off a single hero, that is just absolutely huge. Because Enchantress, she's actually getting level, she's actually getting the gold. But if you're keeping 2 heroes for the price of 1, like you are already winning. Like you are already Charlie Sheening this shit like right now. And that's also very important to point out, because I mean it's completely logical to say 2 beats 1, right? Does that make sense? Like using one of your hero, you're keeping 2 heroes from farming, and I think that's like the best way to put it. And Enchantress is actually getting the farm right now. I know there's a lot of action going on other parts of the map, but I don't really care, because I just wanted this again to be a very strategic focus commentary. And you can see that both the Crystal Maiden and the Storm Spirit is still tower hugging right now, and this Clockwork getting an absolute free farm. Clockwork is already at level 4, and one important thing I want to point out is that Soul Stealer being grabbed up by Art Style. Most Enchantress guide out there, if you go to playdota.com and pull up Enchantress guide, I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell you, oh, grab the Centaur, grab the Furbok, grab the Troll, and try to find those creep. But Art Style says, F that, I'm gonna grab whatever creep I want, gets a lifesteal, and there's gonna be a stomp, easy first blood. Tanks a tower like an absolute shit. This is what I mean about Navi. They fight every fight under the enemy tower. It doesn't matter though, and this is where the Ring of Splicity comes in. Because Art Style plays Navi as a total plays a very aggressive lineup, they will get those hero kills. And without Ring of Besiege, without any hero defense, oh my god, this tower is just like hating on the this is a racist tower, man. Like he's just hitting down, cancel the style, hit the Enchantress down really low. And here's what I mean again. Enchantress guys out there will tell you to grab big creeps. Art Style just grabs an enemy creep. Whatever. I'm just gonna assist my push in whatever way I can. And if that tower wasn't so racist and hit these 2 heroes down so hard, I think that tower would have been gone by now, because that aura from the Basilius would have, at least taken down 200 or 300 HP from that tower. So even though our style, the Enchantress, haven't took down the tower, I think at the very least he has accomplished his job, right? Enchantress is not just a pusher, and I think in this commentary, so far I have already shown that it's not so much about the scoreboard, which we will see. This will be a continued theme in the Navi games. Again, I haven't watched this game, but I could bet your life on it, because this is like the first time I ever researched for anything, and I've been watching Navi games for like the past 48 hours, and I'm sick of Navi game. One thing I also want to point out is that yes, he has already forced a ward in the enemy jungle by the Crystal Maiden. Like one Enchantress forced 2 supports from the top lane to go to the bot lane, force a ward down in their own jungle, and what does Enchantress do? He goes low, go back to your own jungle, and then do the same thing at top lane. Again, like you are just getting such a numerical advantage right now. Right now, paiN is not playing paiN's game. they're playing Navi's game. And on that note, Navi is already winning. And you said without the support of 2 hero, that Venge actually been pulling it. Yeah, I think she was been pulling just off the minimap, and you can see that Venge barely a single level behind against the Windrunner, and you don't ever see this kind of play. Like how like the Tinker is actually ahead of EXP compared to Windrunner against a tri-lane, and that's just really hard to do. Enchantress comes around with the haste rune. They're not gonna kill the big Windrunner, no big deal. They're again making the Windrunner lose EXP. They're doing more damage on the tower, and guess what they're doing? They're forcing the supports to come from the bot lane to the top lane. These supports are running marathons right now. They can't do anything. This is definitely not the paiN's game plan to have their 2 supports run from top to bot. Even with these 2 supports, I don't think it matters because Enchantress is just a baller hero off the under the tower, like with the creeps enough. And without creep, Enchantress is gonna go back in the jungle and grab a creep. No big deal. And right, if you look at the bot lane right now, because of that little harassment, we're gonna have a Clockwork at level 6 and a Storm Spirit at level 4. And again, things that don't show up on the scoreboard, but things are winning. For just from a single hero of Enchantress. I don't think I have ever seen a single hero that has affected the game so much. And the thing is, art style has only 1 kill. Like the scoreboard is 0-1. No other hero, I think aside from, I don't think Chen could even affect the game this much. And I just feel like this is why like art style is one of the best Enchantress players out there, like period. I think the other very good Enchantress player out there is probably Malajambe from Blast, or is it Virus? I think they're Virus now. Yeah, these 2 players know how to play Enchantress, and this game so far, again, 0-1 in favor of Navi. But if you actually agree with what I'm saying right now, I believe Navi is just at a huge advantage in both levels, in both gold and EXP, and like it's just absolutely everything. They're just so much an advantage. And one thing I want to point out is that in my last commentary between MYM and Navi, I did say one thing. Navi don't win their game by out-farming their opponent, which for the longest time for me is the most perplexing thing, because I'm a big watcher of Chinese games, and as you guys all know, Chinese are very infamously known for winning the games by out-farming their opponent. Navi is completely different. If you look at the Tinker right now, let me see. He has 16 creep kills. He has 16 creep kills right now. Like they're not out-farming their opponent in any way. I'm sure Windrunner has more. Where's that Windrunner? Windrunner's a bot lane now. Windrunner has 24 and has 11 right now. Yeah, Windrunner significantly has a better farm, but like farm is not everything about Dota, and Navi is actually like clearly showing us that in this game. Navi grabbing a Kobo Taskmaster, like it seems like not like art style doesn't even care. Yeah, he grabs a Treant right now. Again, Enchantress guides won't tell you to do this, and this is why I hate guides, because guides, they tell you the most standard way to play Dota. But we have seen from art style, this is not the standard way to play Enchantress, but he's making it work so splendid. Just tanks the tower, no big deal. And enemy is gonna try to get it denied. They very lucky for art style, or for Navi. They're not gonna get denied, but instead that Crystal Maiden is gonna go down. Again, another engagement fought under the enemy tower. It's almost as if that tower wasn't even there, and that is the most aggressive team I've ever seen, like in European scene. We think MYM's aggressive. We think Shift and GG.net is aggressive. I've never seen a team that fights so many fights under an enemy towers and still win all of them. And that's Navi for you. So. Again, Enchantress grabs a Strength Shreds, and let's see what the Pugna mid lane. Just check out the farm Pugna. Pugna has 40 and 11 compared to the Bad Rider at 35 and 11. So mid lane is pretty much a wash. But mid lane looks like the Oblivion has a Power Treads and an Urn of Shadows. And I could absolutely guarantee you right now that even though the Sentinel team is down in tower, so extra 1,000 gold for the Navi team, I could guarantee you there will be no mecha first for Navi. And you might be thinking, right, isn't Navi right now, if you look at their lineup, they have a Pugna, they have an Enchantress, a Clockwork, and a Tinker, and a Venge, a predominantly pushing team. Why won't they get mecha first? Mecha for a pushing team is almost like a godsend. Not only will you heal your creeps, heal your heroes, also it gives you that very precious +5 armor on your creeps, and that's just absolutely huge in terms of tanking towers and whatnot. Why won't you get the mecha? it actually took me a long time to finally fully understand this point. Again, this is just my own logical like explanation of it. I could be wrong. So yeah, after watching all those like Navi replay, Navi actually don't do any pushing. Like, I mean, of course they push down towers as we saw Art Style doing in top lane. They don't do like a strict 5-man push. All their pushes are concocted by Enchantress going into a lane, Chen going into a lane, just like a 2-man push, a 3-man push, and they just outnumber you. If they don't outnumber you in the lane that Arsao's in, they outnumber you somewhere else because they're forcing so many enemy heroes to run left and right. You can see that this tower at the bot lane is just going to go down without any resistance coming from the Sentinel, because look at how scattered the Sentinel heroes are. There's 2 or 3 at the top lane, there's 1 or 2 roaming in the mid to bot, and it seems right now paiN just don't know what to do. Unless you have map hack to follow that Enchantress wherever she goes, like, she is just going to be one step further in terms of grabbing a creep, in terms of pushing a lane, applying pressure. And you can see that, yes, mana boots being picked up by Clockwork. This is a very good item. Generally, we do see Clockwork going for phase boots, but because of the Navi's aggressive playing style, they're going to just, you know, grab creeps. Art Style grabs the Centaur Outrunner. Like I said, it doesn't matter what he's grabbing. He's just going to grab creeps and apply pressure. Most other Enchantress player would just spend a couple more seconds in the jungle. Oh, let me go to big camp and find a creep. Let me go to this camp and check out if there's a Centaur out there. It doesn't matter. Now, Art Style just grabs whatever creep he could find and just apply pressure. I think that's the most important part of Enchantress gameplay. It's just applying pressure. And is he going to grab one of these creep? Probably on cooldown. No, okay. Yeah, it won't surprise me at all if he grabs another creep. And you can see that, yes, right now, if you look at the mini map on top lane, Tinker is free farming against the tri lane. You know, he started he started against the tri lane, but now he's getting absolutely free farm. This is where Navi wins. Or Navi gets their the biggest advantage. So we see a dive on the Crystal Maiden, and Crystal Maiden is going to go down, but we're going to have a Flaming Lasso. Yes, Flaming Lasso grabbing Art Style, and I think Art Style stuck his neck a little bit too far away. But yeah, I don't think this push will stop. Yeah, most other team at this occasion is like, oh crap, we just lost the Enchantress, let's just back off. Navi says, hell no, we're gonna just keep pushing. As we see a dive coming in from the Clockwork coming from the back, trapping 3 people in the clock. What a well trap, and we're gonna see kills left and right. And guess what? Guess where this fight is fought under? The enemy damn tower. And they're actually down a player. You gotta keep in mind that Art Style just went down, but it doesn't matter. Navi, I don't see. Even I'm watching this game right now, I'm still in disbelief of how they're actually doing it, because they're down player, they're diving towers like it was not even there, and Clockwork is just an absolute beast. And let's see, where's that Tinker? Tinker has already gotten his BOT with 31 creep kill, 12 minutes, 31 creep kill. You may, in any other game, especially in a Chinese game, you say this is the most shitty CS ever, but he has a BOT right now, 12 minutes in the game, and the BOT Tinker is going to help out so much. Right now, Navi's gameplay is basically solely on diving under the enemy tower and getting kills, and having Tinker with BOT to join those fights is actually pretty huge. Art Style in the mid lane just grabbing another creep, stopping that creep wave, and then just getting a push going on, and Blast from the Pugna is going to take down another creep wave. Yes, we're not going to see mecha first on any of these I guess mecha buyers. Enchantress and the Oblivion both getting point boosters, and you might like, at the first time I was watching some other Navi game, I was just like scratching my head. Why won't you buy Mecha? Because Mecha is such a good item, especially when everyone's having such low HP. Like, if Enchantress has 900 HP and you pop a Mecha, that is like 30% of your HP. If you have an item that heals 30% of your HP in an AoE, that's an absolutely huge thing if you think about it. But they're not going to buy Mecha. Again, that's predominantly because they don't really do 5-man push, and having extra HP if you're diving on their tower 24/7 is probably a little bit more important. And I agree with this. I completely agree with it. I'm not saying they're going to skip Mecha completely. We're probably going to see the Enchantress or I guess a Pugna picking up later, but they're not going to just rush for it because there's really no need to. And you don't get the absolutely all the benefit if you're if your team's always split up. paiN, again, doing the very correct thing in my opinion, just pressuring your tower. If you're going to pressure our towers, we're going to pressure you. Try your best to force some TPs going in against this, and you can see that the entire Navi team is just going to back off from the mid lane just now, and it's going to just try to force to defend the other lane. So yeah, paiN, despite actually being pressed down by such strong opponents, is actually not doing like... If they get stomped right now, don't say, well, yeah, paiN, they just suck. Navi's so very good. I believe that paiN is just doing whatever they can. They're making the correct decisions. I just believe that Navi is just gonna outplay them. So that's where I stand on it. So it's a really good move from paiN, pushing both the top lane and the bot lane. it's not that because they pushed down a tower or anything, it's because they saved their mid tower. And this mid tower for level 2 mid tower for Sentinel is so important for map control. If they lose this mid tower right now, Navi's gonna have an absolute free reign over the jungle, over this kind of the secret shop area, and these 2 towers on the side lane, the level 2 towers, is gonna go down so very quickly. And actually, we're gonna see some pressure being applied on the mid lane as well. Unfortunately though, for the Sentinel team, Navi does have a Tinker with the Soul Ring, so this Tinker is going to have an absolute field day refreshing and rearming that rocket. So he by himself could repel a push even against 2 or 3 heroes. So drink some water. Yeah, look at that Vengeful Spirit buying a Vitality booster, right? Normally when a Venge is rich, they go Treads. That's fine. Treads is definitely not a bad items. But it seems like the point right now for Navi is we're going to just get HP items. And most players, and I think all players actually, well, all is maybe a very heavy generalization, but like 90% of players just follow the same skill build, follow the same item build. Oh, I see a home doing this, I'm going to do it myself because they're doing it. But we're seeing Navi right now, it's just going against the grain. They're getting items that benefit their own playing style and benefit their strategy, instead of getting what everyone getting. Ogre Mauler, Ogre Magi being picked up by the Enchantress. Again, Enchantress by herself, just applying pressure at the tower. Clockwork is here as well. And we're going to see another tower being picked up by the Scourge team. And Scourge team with, what, 4 towers now? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 towers being picked up by Scourge. They're going to just be absolutely rich. Vanguard being picked up by the Clockwork. Again, helps out in the tower diving. And I believe Enchantress is going to make that, what do you call it? What's that item? Aga Stick, yeah. Our side really love that Aga Stick on the what you call it? On the Enchantress, which makes Enchantress such a intense killing hero. And I don't disagree with that, but personally I like Mecha and Earn better. But that's just me. As we see a stun coming in the mid lane, Tinker just supports in, applying pressure absolutely everywhere. And right now, like there's just not much action like anywhere on the map. Oblivion picks up the Mecha. But if you see them, if you just pay attention on the minimap to the Sentinel movement, you will see the Crystal Maiden, you will see the Bat Rider, you will see the Venomancer just going from top to mid to bot, top to mid to bot, top to mid to bot. And on that note, this push seems very MYMS, doesn't it? Like the Navi team is pushing top lane, and then they go back to mid, and they go back to top, and then go back to bot. Like they just applying pressure every single lane. But the difference between a Navi, I guess a tri-lane push to a MYM tri-lane push is that MYM do this push 40 minutes in the game. Navi do this push 15 minutes in the game. That is the big difference, because they're applying so much pressure. Look at the Crystal Maiden. Where is that Crystal? Crystal Maiden's level 4. Venomancer's level 7. Pull down the menu right now. I'm not gonna even check the CS because the CS doesn't even matter. The CS is like doesn't tail the tail. But if you look at the level difference, right? Level 11 Pugna, level 11 Clock, level 10 Tinker, compared to 9 Runrunner, 10 Bat Rider, and then 9 Storm. Like the level difference just tail to tails. Again, it's 1 and 7. The scoreboard, I mean, of course, paiN is down right now, but we're not seeing like 30 to 2 right now. Like they're not getting stomped on in terms of the hero kills. There's not really not like 18 minutes, only 7 death. That's not that bad if you think about it. It's the fact that they're forced to run into so many different lanes, as we see our style picks up a range tail on this time. So I'm hoping that I'm driving my point across. Navi don't win by out farming you. They can do that if they want to. Navi don't win by out killing. Again, they can do that as well. But they just like play better. I don't even know how to put it. They just pressure you everywhere. They make you run around. You lose the XP, and then you just eventually you're just gonna be fall behind. So again, if Ian James Barnett was commentating this, he will probably put it in a very beautiful English sentence and make you guys understand that. But unfortunately, I'm Chinese and I can't do that. So we'll see what Navi does here. Navi, I'm probably sure in terms of item build, they're going to go into Aga Stick on Oblivion, because, a lot of HP from that point booster, and of course, Aga give you a lot of HP as well. The 5th tower for Sentinel goes down. And then, I'm not too sure what paiN could do. Storm Spirit gets a BKB. It doesn't matter what the Sentinel could do right now. you could just say paiN has a lot of the game right now. Of course, they're not racks yet, but it doesn't really matter. As we see Bat Rider trying to do whatever he can, he's gonna get blown up completely. Storm Spirit zips in, and he's out of the mana. Storm Spirit, what are you doing? You're gonna take a swap. Yeah, swaps here, and there's gonna be a magic missile, and paiN TT is TTing right now, and he's gonna spend 35 seconds thinking why he just did that. And Crystal Maiden fees. That's okay. Crystal Maiden level 5, 20 minutes in the game. That's cool. 6 towers for Sentinel going down. And again, Navi isn't a pushing lineup. If we're gonna see like an Undying, a Chen, you know, Enchantress, and like Pugna, and then whatever, like insert your generic pushing hero like Ezreal or something, then it wouldn't surprise me at all. And then like I'm pretty sure that lineup would actually do worse compared to Navi's lineup right now. Navi doesn't have a pushing lineup. Of course, they do have Enchantress, which is a good pushing hero. Of course, they do have Pugna, which is a good pushing hero. But for the most part, like if they didn't get the enemy towers, they would be still sitting very dandy. So it's just like you don't have to have a pushing lineup to push, and I think Navi is really exemplifying this point really well. And we see that art style is picking up that Ogre Axe. And let's see what Venge is having. Venge is going to go strength item. He's going to get Vitality Booster and a Bell Giant Strength. And if you're wondering why I'm actually checking support items, it's because Navi has 6 towers, so even their support is going to be absolutely rich. And I think they're going to go for Roshan. Yeah, Roshan attempt coming up. They do have quite a bit of creeps coming from the Enchantress, so they should be okay. Enchantress could be tanking this tower as well. Enchantress actually having an arm moving exercise because he was actually standing outside of the attack range for Roshan. But yes, Pugna finishes Oblivion Staff, and that is going to give so much HP for the Pugna. He can actually again fight under the enemy tower and win. And have I stressed that point enough? So far, Navi has fought every single fight under the enemy tower and have won every single fight. Other than that, Enchantress dying once, you know, 110, right? That's where Art Style died. But it doesn't matter. They're gonna pick off the Roshan. Let's see who's gonna get the Aegis. Probably Pugna, or maybe the Clock. Pugna's gonna get Aegis, so no big deal. I think at this point, when they're winning so much, then they're gonna do a 5-man push. And at this point, there's no way that Sentinel could repel this. Let's look at what Sentinel have. Windrunner does have a mecha, so despite being pressured down extremely hard, she has found mecha and face boot. So very kind of that's a mark of a good play. And usually we don't appreciate the losing team as much because you know they lost. But if you can see that, yeah, he's losing, but he still farmed up 87 creep kills. Mecha and treads, you can see face boots. That's pretty good. Vanguard and a cloak on the Bat Rider, not too bad in terms. That's going to be very important in terms of tanking. Stormstray unfortunately doesn't have anything as we see a 5-man push, and let's just watch how this plays out. Like again, fights is going to be breaking out under the enemy tower, and if the past I don't know 5 fights haven't told you how this fight is going to go, I don't know what would. Pugna's just going to be running in, blasting the tower. Don't care. He's tanking the wards. He's tanking the tower, but he has Axe Stick. He has Urn Charges. He has the Aegis. I think that's the most important part. So we see, oh my god, Axe Sticks. 22-minute Axe Stick from a jungling Enchantress. You have to be jungling full-time to actually get that. But Artstyle hasn't been jungling full-time. He's been helping out the team so much right now. He's only level 10. Level 1 Impetus with Axe Stick is just going to be only an absolute beast. You can see that, yeah, Pugna is going to be blasting. And here's where the Vitality Booster, here's where the aggro will come into play. When you're going to do a long-ass siege like this, you run in tank tower hits, you run in tank enemy hits, it don't matter. You can't stop or push. Enchantress getting pot shots off, tanking the tower, no big deal. Man, there's so many wards right now. If this is was a Chinese team pushing, they would have backed off right now. I'm pretty sure they would have backed off right now because Chinese simply won't get all these like strength A items, or I mean they would, but not so early in the game. As ooh, Clockwork went in summer. Apologize, I missed that. But again, tower is going to go down. So we see that ward doing an absolute champ, weathering the Sentinel town. And we're going to see the tower going down very, very quickly now. Let's see if it's going to be a deny. Storm zips out, pulls down the Tinker. Tinker is going to be okay. Storm is going to... Oh, Storm is okay. Storm is need to get out. Tower gets denied. No big deal for Navi. I don't think they even care about the tower. As we see Flaming Nozzle going on the Enchantress. Enchantress is going to die. Enchantress is going to die for sure. But actually, Venomancer very, very low HP. All these guys so very low HP. They're running out of mana. And what does Navi do? They lost a Enchantress. They lost her, like, Aga Enchantress. As we see Nether Wars zapping off the Crystal Maiden. That's cool. They lost their Enchantress. It's 4v5. And they're still going to push. Like, everyone's the low tree. No big deal. We're still going to push. And that is another like mind-boggling thing, because if this was an in-house game we're playing, oh shit, we lost our Enchantress, let's back the fuck up, because they could heal their tower, they could initiate with Storm. But Navi says F that, we're gonna push, and they're pushing right now, and you can see that everyone trying to defend, and we're gonna see Venom goes down. Okay, Storm is gonna zip and try to kill Venge, paying off with that Vitality booster, with that power treads, with that headdress, tanking it up. And I believe, yeah, that Storm died somewhere. I'm not even watching. Bat Rider died somewhere. Crystal Maiden is gonna die, and that is a team wipe without their Enchantress. 4v5 team battle from Navi in the enemy base. Now, this is not even under the enemy tower. This is just in the enemy base, and they're like fighting it as if they're in their own base next to their towers or whatever. They're gonna pick off both racks, and this game is good as done. And I hope I don't come across as the biggest Navi fanboy, because if you actually know me, I don't even like Navi. One of my good friends from Dota commentators, like I'm Trace, I always make fun of him for liking Navi, because I don't like Navi, so I always talk shit about Navi. But like, watching a game like this, just like, even if you don't like Navi, you can't help but think, damn, they're fucking good. Like, it's just an impressive presentation of how to play aggressively. And if you look at the end game scoreboard, right, 2-15, you might just be thinking, oh well, Navi just stomped over. They just stomped over whatchamacallit. As we see Tinker being initiated on, you would say, oh well, Navi just stomped over paiN, and that's just the end of the fight. But just the way that the way Navi did it is just extremely impressive. As we see paiN actually picking up two kills, very very well done. Enchantress might be in trouble. Is he gonna get Flaming Lasso? Yeah, he's gonna get Flaming Lasso, and that is I don't know, man. That's maybe a little bit of unrefined play, if you will, but it doesn't matter. I don't think one or two of these kills would matter at all. Like, take your buys back, no big deal. Ports in, and then just try to kill the Bat Rider. So. Yeah, so I mean, this game is good as done, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I think I drilled it, and I'll just speed it up to 2x right now. I don't think anything paiN could do in terms of comeback. They might be able to get a kill or two. I'm gonna speed up 2x till that last GG push. OCC. Ooh. Windrunner goes down. If you're watching live, I apologize. I'm actually speeding up. I'm gonna slow down now. I'm at 29:18 elapsed, 29:20 elapsed. Because, there's just not much that I could do. And yes, do stay till for game 2. And that should be up very, very soon. If you're watching this on YouTube or DotaCommentators.com, like, you're still here. So that's cool. That's cool. And so Axe Sticks on Oblivion. Oblivion actually actually he's pretty farm, 132. But again, I don't usually like to do creep stats. For a Chinese game, that is a pretty good indication of how the game is going to be going. But even in Chinese game, position actually is a pretty big deal as well. And of course, you can't check down the menu for position. But for a Navi game, it's not. Like, creep kills don't show anything at all. I think it's mostly the item set and also amount of towers you got. Navi is just so good right now. And even against the enemy base, right? They do have the tower, they do have the uphill, but I mean, every time the Enchantress pokes uphill, she could just do an Impedus, and that does like 200 damage. Every time the Pugnan pokes up a hill, he's gonna blast your tower, and that's another 200 damage. And then Tinker at the background constantly with that Soul Ring, it's gonna be blasting down your entire team. Oh my god, this is so annoying right now for paiN. paiN is just like holding on desperately. Their mid is already very much so breached. Excuse me. And Enchantress getting shackled to a tree, but with that healing thing going on, she is going to be okay. And this tower is going to go down shortly after. Navi is going to get 2 racks in 29 minutes, 30 minutes. And that is as GG. I mean, paiN should already call GG. Like, there's really no way they could have come back. I think they should call GG like 15 minutes ago, because really I believe that's where Enchantress and the Navi team has already won by that point. But just playing it out. Okay, Bat Rider goes down, and then Windrunner goes down. The 3 most farmed heroes for Sentinel goes down, and they're fighting not only under the enemy tower, they're fighting in the fountain too. Okay, Enchantress getting a godlike streak. And that is GG, right? So I don't think I could give you any endgame analysis, because the entire game was just the endgame analysis. Usually what I talk about throughout this entire commentary is what I usually talk about at the end of the game. So I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I will see you at game 2, which is happening right now. Everyone, this is Luminous coming you guys with the Pro Dota commentary, but you guys knew that this is a continuation from Game 1. This is Game 2 between Navi and paiN, and the Navi train continues. I'm not going to go through the picks and bans. This is not what I'm going to be focusing on today. Again, going to be focusing on how Navi pwngs people. And again, any paiN fans out there, I'm sorry, but Navi is just better. I think people would just agree on that, right? Like, I'm sorry, but Navi is just better. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the pick and ban analysis. And yeah, you can see Navi's banning the same hero, no big deal. paiN bans Enchantress, and you should ban Enchantress because it's motherfucking hard to stop that. And okay, I'm AXing through this so far. Actually, both Batrider and Windrunner on the side of Navi, and that's okay. That's like what I'm trying to say is Navi right now, they have some of the most top tier picks ever known to mankind on their side right now, just off the first 3 picks. And Navi banning the 2 anti-pushers, Pugna and the Puck. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden and Lesh being banned on the Scourge by paiN. Witch Doctor gets picked up by Navi. And then Razor gets picked up. Okay. Obviously, if you can't tell, I don't really care. Alright, okay, I'm at 10 laps. Let's look at the heroes here. A Chen being picked up for Navi. It's played by Art Style, and then a Clockwork. What was the last pick there? Witch Doctor. Okay. And then last pick for what you call it, for paiN is Ogre Magi. Cool. Okay, so before I actually get into the pick and ban analysis of this game, I want to direct you to a interview being done by, I think, MyMYM with Art Style. And at the end of the interview, Art Style said, "There's no such thing as being outpicked. Outpicked is what the losing teams use to justify that they actually lost." And I agree to a certain extent for that point, like, because he said, Art Style said that any team could beat any other team if you just play well enough. Which, yeah, I kind of agree with that. But no, paiN just get horribly outpicked. Like, how do you pick 5 competitive heroes in Dota and your only AoE is Ignite and Plasma Fury? Like, I can't even do that. And again, I'm sorry any paiN fans out there, but there's no way you could stop the early aggressions of Navi by picking 2 AoE spells. Like, there's just no way. You're better off picking every single AoE heroes in the book. I don't care if you have to go to THD and Lina to do it. Like, you just have to actually keep up with Navi. So, yeah, I have to say that Navi just totally outpicked all of their opponent as I am pausing 3, 2, 1, unpause. And yes, I know Art Style said there's no such thing as outpicked, but I could say that, yeah, sure, Navi has the heroes that will give them the better advantage. Is that fair? Like, they didn't outpick their opponent, but they outpicked them. So anyways, we're gonna see Chen in the jungle and probably Batrider solo mid, Windrunner solo top, and then how are they gonna lane this? They have a Witch Doctor. Maybe the Clock's gonna solo top. We'll see. Yeah, they do have a Clock solo top. So you see Clock in the jungle. I mean, in the Windrunner. Hello, Windrunner. Look at his inventory. Oh, this is nice. He has a Ring of Protection, 5 GG branches. Where did he spend the rest of the gold? Did he buy chicken? 397. He didn't buy the chicken, but he didn't have the gold either. Okay. Not too sure where the gold went. Apologize if I'm missing anything, because Chen didn't spend all his gold. I don't know where the gold went, because they only got 1 single pair of wards and then got 1 single chicken. Oh no. Oh, okay, I understand. You can see that the Witch Doctor is holding 2 salve. So one of those salve is actually the Windrunners. Windrunner just wanted to max out on the GG branches. Cool. GG branches is a good item. And then have the Witch Doctor actually pick up the wards. And that's okay. That's cool. Never seen that, but that's pretty cool as well. So we see a Lich solo on the other end. Yeah, Lich is going to get mother effing pushed. Like, he is just going to get pushed. There's no way a Lich is going to stop a push coming in from this side. And you know how last time there was an unlucky match for Navi? Yes, I call it unlucky even though they all like crazily won compared to paiN. That was an unlucky matchup because that Enchantress had to push the other lane instead of the lane that he wanted to push. In this kind of a Navi strategy, you want to get a 3v1. You want to be against their solo hero with your tri-lane and just push the hell out of it. That's how Navi, or the former DTS, easily beat eHome. I believe they had I think a Windrunner at top lane. eHome had, and then Navi just 3v1 pushed the hell out of it. Lich senses it. He's a level 1. He's going back to his base to heal up like 10 mana and 2 HP, because there's a Chen sitting behind your tower. They saw it, of course, with the Observer Ward. They saw it, but like, what is this Lich gonna do? He bought 2 GG branches. Yeah, that's gonna help. As we see, Windrunner is gonna go straight up to a Ring of Basilius, and you see that Ring of Basilius is just instrumental in terms of Navi's gameplay. They're gonna pull the creeps or whatever. They're gonna just hit the tower, and this creep is gonna tank, and then that is tower's dead. Like, tower has 800 HP left, but it's dead. Lich is gonna come around. Lich is actually gotta be careful, because we all saw what happened to that Crystal Maiden when Crystal Maiden first tried to defend the tower in game 1. And I mean, this is gonna be no different. Chen is level 2, so he actually skilled Test of Faith, which is a little bit strange. Of course, it does nuke harder. That is the standard build, but I would think he actually would skill Penance in this case for the chasing power. But I guess, no big deal. It doesn't really matter all too much. As we see tier 1 tower going down in 2 minutes. That is not record time, because against eHome they did it in like 1 something. Not even 2. So standard gameplay for Navi. On the other side, of course, the Clockwork is having similar problems, but because he's actually an AoE hero, and because, oh, there we go, Shaco shot going off against a creep, Test of Faith, and there is First Blood being picked up by Windrunner. Again, a kill picked up under the enemy tower as if it was not there. Support coming in from the top lane. This is exactly the same thing as game 1. They're dragging off, even though they're not fake, even though the other heroes facing against the tri-lane. But because they're putting out so much pressure on the other lane across the map, they force the support to come in here. Now, why you might be asking yourself, well, why don't paiN do the exact same thing? Why can't they just push the hell out of Sentinel's top tower? Because they don't have an AoE, because Navi has an AoE defender, that Rocket, like, if he spam it enough, that is going to slow down the push. And also, if you look at the Vengeful Spirit and the Ogre Magi, they don't have AoE themselves, unlike the Windrunner, unlike the Chen with his Shockwave on the creep. Those are AoE, like, DPS things. And that Hellcat, that's like an extra hero, if you think about it, in terms of physical DPS. Like, that Hell Color, or that big creep, actually do quite a bit of damage. So it's almost like a 4-hero push with 3 heroes only. That's why Enchantress and Chen fits Navi's playing style so well. Checking the mid lane a little bit here. Bat Rider and 10 and 8, Doombringer 4-0. And those 4 creeps, yeah, probably came from Devour. Probably. Like, he probably even lasted a single thing yet. As we see, who's this? This is Dendi. Dendi doing an absolute beastly job keeping down a Doom. Doom can't even get in there. As we see a push going on, and not a push, but an engagement going under the enemy tower. Tower is not going to protect the Lich. Is the Lich going to be okay? They're going to focus down on the Ogre Magi. Is there? Okay, no, they're going to back off. But no. As I said, they're going to back off. I meant the Scourge. They're going to back to their tower, because Sentinel is not going to back off at all. Troll is going to be picked up. This is Chen's level 3, right? If this was Enchantress, you got to keep in mind that Chen can only grab 1 creep. Like, Art Style is doing so much with 1 creep. If this was Enchantress, this tower would have been down by now, because Enchantress has the kind of the gifted power to grab multiple creeps at level 1. As we see a net going on the Lich, and they are going to focus down on the Lich. Shackle shot off the range creep. They are focused on the Lich. Lich is going to go down. They're going to try to focus down Windrunner. Windrunner does go down, and there might be trouble, but the tower goes down to the creep though, and that is going to help out the Sentinel. As we see the Chen trying to juke in the forest, and they're going to try to focus down on the Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi will go down to the last hit, and it looks like Chen goes down as well. It's like Venge might be in trouble. Venge actually turns around to Terry. He's got to be careful, because this guy doing piercing damage actually hurts a lot. Drops off a net, and problem tower, and Navi is just trolling all over freaking paiN right now. Like, under an enemy tier 3 tower, 5 minutes in the game, no problem at all. It looks like Witch Doctor is going to pay for it with his life. He does have a Self. If he could juke in the corner, no, it looks like Nova is going to cancel the Self, and he is just 1 more hit away. Trying to juke. He does have 4 tangos. He need a tango better, yo. And he's going to go down. Nope, no problem. 4-3 in favor of Sentinel. Actually, might be a little bit of hiccup for Navi, but I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. Even though they lost 3 kills in that exchange, they picked up 2,000 extra gold for not only the Clockwork, not only the Bat Rider mid lane, but also for the rest of the team. We're going to see very quick boots on the support heroes such as Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor already had boots, so we're going to see Chen boots, and then probably Tread soonly to follow after. So even though they lost 2 or 3 kills, what they got out of it is far more. And that's how Navi win games. Like I said earlier, in game 1, this is the numeric advantage. Okay, so you gave up a couple kills this time, but because you have taken down 2 towers, you're just ahead in terms of money. And, you know, mid tower is going to be shortly going down. Chen is going to be coming around. He does have Fur Ball. Going to clap the creeps. This Doombringer, got to be careful. He's level 5. He's level 5. And a Bat Rider is almost level 7. And that is the problem with Doom solo mid. You're not going to handle a Bat Rider. Doom does start level 6, so he can Doom now if the Bat Rider going very aggressively, takes a Fire Blast, and it's going to take a Doom to the face as well. So is the Magic Missile, but because he's so tank, but also because all the Sentinel here is so very low level. Scourge here is so very low level. Chain Frost gets dropped off, and my god, Chain Frost bouncing. Oh, and actually, very lucky bounces for Navi, and looks like Witch Doctor is going to go down in this place. paiN doing a splendid job in terms of defending their mid tower. And they're actually fighting their way back. Bat Rider just bites back. Doesn't matter. He's gonna. Yeah, he's porting top, and looks like they're gonna try to get a kill on the Razor. Razor thinks he's safe because they just basically got a team wide the mid lane. There's gonna be a napalm, and Razor's dead. There's gonna be a yeah. Razor is dead, and Chen is doing his thing. Okay, Chen's gonna go grab a creep. No, he's not gonna grab a creep. He's gonna just push. No big deal. I don't know what to say for this game because it's 5-5, but you guys could tell that paiN is not in terms of even lead, right? Even edge compared to enemy team. Because I don't know. I don't want to sound like an over. I don't want to sound like a Navi fanboy because again, I'm definitely not an Navi fanboy. Actually, I don't even like Navi a lot, but it's just their playing style is just so marvelous. Chen is actually not grabbing a creep, which is a little bit strange. I'm not too sure why he didn't grab a creep. They do have a Mana Boots that is going to help out. Mana Boot in conjunction with Voodoo Restoration is going to heal everything. A Bat Rider looks like he's going to Firefly in from the side. It's going to grab the Razor. Razor gonna go down. Yeah, Razor going down, and that is another tower being pushed. TP gets cancelled, and Ogre Magic going down. Actually, if you want to just go back and count how many team fights Navi has fought under the enemy tower, I think all of them are. I think all of them are fought under tower. I haven't seen a team fight that was not fought under the enemy tower, and I don't think Navi actually lost a team fight either. I believe you could. I guess you could consider the mid team fight lost just right now for Navi. But you know that is gonna be another tower being picked up by Navi right now. There's no way that this paiN could defend this right now. So 3 towers and up, 9 minutes into the game. So 3,000 extra gold, and then we're gonna see quick mega on Chen. Maybe I think this time you should get the quick mega, or is Windrunner getting it? Yeah, I don't think the benefit of a early Aga on Chen is going to be the same as the benefit of an early Aga on Enchantress. It's just the DPS department is just completely different. So I believe Mecha on this case is better. And Chen is more so a group push hero compared to Enchantress, because Enchantress you can actually go into jungle, duck in, grab a creep, whereas Chen you actually have to kind of keep your creeps alive. So the Mecha in that essence do help out a lot as well. 3 or 4 heroes on the mid, 5 heroes for mid for paiN right now. I think what they should be doing right now is just 5-man mid right now. Get this tower down, apply some pressure. Like, you can't really out defend against Navi. If what Navi's doing right now is pushing under your tower and killing you all the time, you should know by now that you can't defend against Navi. You should just go on offensive. A very good big smoke gank coming in, and oh my god, this is gonna be huge if they could win this team fight. Chain Frost is gonna be going off on the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor taking quite a bit of damage. Witch Doctor goes down immediately. Chain Frost bouncing like crazy. This is where Chen is helpful because all his creeps will tank a lot. Yeah, Witch Doctor goes down immediately, but because of the good disperse of the Sentinel, they should be okay. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna lose an Alpha Wolf. Okay, so a big smoke gank with a Doom with the with the Chain Frost. They killed 1 hero. Navi is no big deal. Actually, Clockwork might be in trouble. Clockwork eats a Doom to the face. I think he's gonna be okay. He is faster than everyone else because all these heroes, yeah, they all have boots. Hand of God goes off, and because we have Mana Boots, the movement speed is higher, and we have Backstab coming in from the Bat Rider. Bat Rider is going to be napalming. He's just jizzing all over these heroes. As we see, Clockwork is going to be hooking, and Clockwork hooks the Ogre Magi, and is going to get a kill on that Ogre. So 9 and 6 in the favor of Navi, and we're going to see Chen resuming his push. Yeah, with that team fight going on, with that end of that team fight, Navi is definitely ahead. Not only has they killed the enemy hero, they have also killed the enemy hero under the enemy territory. Back in that game I casted between Navi and MYM, we saw that MYM was definitely able to win team fights, but all their team fights were won under their own territory, because Navi was definitely always constantly pushing into the MYM territory. MYM was able to repel and repel those team fights and win those team fights, but because they won them in their own territories, they can't push. On the other hand, Navi always win team fight under your tower, in your own jungle, under your fountain, whatever. They always win team fights in your base, so they will push, and they're doing it right now. As we see, they're trapped between two towers, but as if their towers are not there. Clockwork doing a whole bunch of stuff. Lich goes down. Who's yellow? Windrunner gets a double kill. And I mean, I don't even know why I'm telling you guys these, because you guys definitely see it on the screen, and Navi just make it look so easy. And I don't know whether they have balls of steels or something. They just run in. There's a Doom on the other end. There's a Chain Frost on the other end, but it's as if they don't care. And they aren't dying, so apparently they don't care. So we are going to see a 12-minute Rax, a 13-minute Rax, because there's really no... Here is where having Lina or Twin Head is going to be a little bit more helpful. I'm not saying that with Lina or Twin Head you're going to defend this. Probably not. But it's definitely better to have a Doom or an Ogre Magi, which are great single-target killers, but that is not going to repel the push. You need big AoE stuff to kill the creeps, and hopefully the Navi can push up the hill. As we see, the Windrunner picks up the Aga stick, picks up the Mecha, very standard transition in game. They realize that they can't push mid, at least not for now, so Navi's going to transition into top. Again, Navi always one step ahead in terms of being on the offensive, and they are going to get this tower down, and that is 6 towers in 13 minutes. Yes, 6 towers in 13 minutes. And again, excuse me. Oh my god. Heart pain. Yeah, Navi doesn't have a pushing lineup. If you think about it, like if they have a Chen, great pushing hero. Windrunner, okay. I mean, but like all these, they're not pushing heroes. It's just they're being so much more aggressive than the other team. And Navi is just showing that. I always believe that the aggressor in Dota always have the advantage. I know that's not true for most other. Well, I won't say most other games, but I don't think it's as true for games like StarCraft or Warcraft. I mean, I'm not an expert in those games, so I can't really say for sure. But in Dota, which a game I guess I know a little bit more about, is the more aggressive you are, the better off you are. So we see Doombringer picking up a Blink Dagger. Holy crap! What are you thinking? You think you're gonna initiate on Navi? And yeah, no, you don't initiate on Navi. Navi initiates on you. Windrunner picks up yet another double kill, and yeah, okay. It makes no sense why he's picking up a Blink Dagger. I mean, if all I wanted to try to justify that Blink Dagger, it's like what I said earlier. You're not gonna defend against Navi because they're just gonna be stronger with their hero, with their lineup, with their aggressiveness. So you might as well out aggression them, but not when you're down 10 kills. I don't think that's the case. And also Doombringer with the Blink Dagger is not bad, because you could blink in. If you have a Sanitary, you could clap, stun a couple hero, grab a Doom off, and then start doing DPS. That's not bad. That works out really well. It's just that usually requires a Vanguard Heart first, and you can't just go at boots, 2 GG branches, and into Blink Dagger. It just doesn't work. If you had that much gold, I'm thinking it's maybe a little bit better off to go a Cloak and then a little bit of extra armor. Like, that wouldn't be bad, or a Vanguard wouldn't be bad. But of course, I think Navi will still kill it anyways. As we see, I don't even know why I'm commentating it. As we see, this game is clearly over. It's going to try to kill anything. Actually, Clock here with red HP is saving the Windrunner from the Doombringer. And Bad Rider is just, okay, napalming all over. It's as if they're fighting their own base. How many times have someone make a JPEG image with a troll face and say, problem towers? Because that's what Navi's saying right now. Buying a Glow Scepter in the enemy base. Problem fountain. No problem. Yeah, problem. Okay. Shackle Shot. And then Killing Venge. That's cool. I mean, it's not like they're regening 4% per second or something like that. Kill the Boneyard, because those Frost Worms are going to be a little bit dangerous. And then this game is as good as gone. Man, right now paiN's lucky that there's no Crystal Maiden on Sentinel, because there's going to be some Fountain Rapage if there were. Okay, a brave attempt coming out to do something. Hand of God goes off, and yeah, Chen has Aga. Just want to point it out. Okay, so our style says I'm gonna get Aga anyways. Forget that mecha would be better. Oh no, they have a mecha anyway, so no big deal. Okay, last ditch effort team fight coming in. Doom just dies, and then Razor he's trying. Okay, Doom just GG's. Okay, that was a fast game. What was that? It's like 20 minutes. Yeah, that's 20 minutes. I guess plus the pick and man analysis. So I apologize. I'm sure this game was not as well covered as first game, but I thought this game was pretty vanilla. Like in terms of, it was just clear in terms of what Navi's game plan is. They push down towers, and then they push down more towers, and then they push down even more towers, and they won. So I don't even know how to strategically put that. I don't want to, pull something out of my ass like, ooh, look at what Navi's doing. They just pushing. And because paiN had no AO to defend, they couldn't defend. So that was the game. So very standard Raybridge. There's nothing I really could tell you about that. However, but game one, I hope you guys could learn something from game one. I thought in terms of the item choices, skipping the mecha and going into such as raw HP items, such as the Aga stick, such as the Vitality booster on the bench. That is definitely unorthodox, and that is where it fits Navi's playing style so well. And also, art styles game one of Enchantress was just marvelous. If you want to learn how to play Enchantress, definitely check out some art style Enchantress replay, or check out Mal de Jambe from Virus. Definitely a very good Enchantress player as well. So that's it. Leave me comments in terms of whether you guys like this type of commentary style. Again, it's not my usual standard, and I apologize if you don't like it, but I felt like a little bit of change might not be so bad. Also, I just want to, who am I to say, but I just want to just really say that Navi plays really, really good Dota. And again, not Navi. I'm like the biggest Chinese fanboy, and I'm gonna be assassinated by 2009 by saying this, but like they play really good Dota, and I'm really impressed by it. That's why I actually sat down and look at Navi replay and research. I've never even done this when the Chinese were raping. Well, I guess I kind of realized why the Chinese were raping, because they have really good position and everything, so I don't really need to do research on that. But Navi, they're winning with strats that no one even consider. And that is just pro, I guess. So, alright, my Navi fanboyism is over for now. And then let me know whether I should do more of this, or maybe only do it once in a while. Again, this commentary is affiliated with DC, and for more commentaries and content, check us out on DotaCommentarios.com. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Luminous signing off. GG, guys.
I didn't get much strategic feedback for God versus DTS, so unfortunately I can't really dairycraft on that game. But fortunately, someone did send me a PM on Dota commentary, so I can talk about that. The PM was sent by XTZY, so shout out to him. And his PM has nothing to do with the game, but it was regarding Windrunner as support. Of course, I'll take a picture so you can read the PM by yourself. But I guess the basic point was the Chinese, or I guess 2009 or A20, predominantly think that Windrunner might not be a bad support hero, because he lane harasses well, has an escape mechanism as a support, which is pretty cool. She farms pretty well during the mid game, like a Crystal Maiden, Avenge, a Witch Doctor. Even if there's a big wave of creep, let's say your carry just died for whatever reason, even if there's a big wave of creep, they can't really farm it too efficiently. But for Windrunner, she can. And of course, the support shouldn't be farmed, but because she does have such good farming skills, and because she won't die as much due to Windrun, she can save up to some really good supportive items, such as Mecha and whatnot. So that is the reason of why I guess the Chinese really favor the Windrunner as a support. What I think on it, I feel like it's 大材小用, and that's a Chinese saying meaning that, yeah, sure, she can do that, but I almost feel like she's still better off as a long lane solo or whatnot, because she's one of the few heroes that could basically pretty much outlane anyone else on the other side. Of course, there's some fringe cases. Silver kind of match up against Windrunner pretty well, but overall she matches up well against any other long lane heroes and then outlane them. So I feel that in that regard, that she's still probably one of the better heroes in her own department to do just that. And I'm not too sure. If you say, well, yeah, Windrunner is it's not bad as a support hero in the lane, can we also make the case where Potom is not a bad support hero in the lane? Like, she has an escape mechanism, she has a good follow-up stun, chain stun, she has great OE nukes, she can farm in the mid game. Like, I don't know. I'll let you guys decide on that. It's a very interesting point. So I thank XTZY, excuse me, for bringing that up. I'll let you guys think on it. I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'll let you guys decide on that. And you guys need to leave me more strategic stuff so I could actually talk about. So do that from this commentary on, please. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is Luminous signing off.